It really can be mind-blowing when you apply a little thought to just about any aspect of nature. From the apparent endless depths of space to the miracle of a newborn, and the fact you happen to be here experiencing it all, right now. So it really isn't such a massive leap to think you could be doing it all over again. Ever heard anyone say or had the feeling that someone you know is an old soul? They just seem to know stuff or have a second sense about everyday situations. Perhaps you even feel it about yourself. And it's not always as if they've had much more life experience than anyone else. It could be a successful entrepreneurial family member or someone you go to for the best counselling in your hour of need. Some people just seem to carry with them the essence and wisdom of their ancestry. There have been some fascinating cases from around the world that involve predominantly young children who can remember past lives. The first of which were officially documented by Canadian Dr. Ian Stevenson. Dr. Stevenson was the chairman of the Department of Psychiatry back in 1975 and continued to be one of the world leaders of the field of psychiatry until his death in 2007. He was recognized worldwide for his research into reincarnation and discovered evidence suggesting that memories could be transferred from one lifetime to another. Children could identify prior families or where they used to live, and in some cases how they died, although these memories tended to fade as the child grows up. The subject very quickly became Dr. Stevenson's passion, as more and more examples seemed to present themselves to him. He saw it as his mission to scientifically prove that these were not just invented fantasies of a child. His original findings were even published in the American Society of Psychical Research, and he went on to write 14 books on the subject. Today, however, there are literally hundreds of authors and thousands of cases documented that are dedicated to this intriguing subject, that even the toughest skeptics will find hard to contest. If we were able to remember the details of each carnation, such as the wife or the husband you loved, your children, that huge prison term or the Nobel Peace Prize you won, it would be completely overwhelming. Your physical life here is very likely to be a chapter in a big book of short stories. This whole physical life thing must be pretty addictive, and that's despite all the dramas we could live without. Imagine the different scenarios throughout the ages and the pickles we may have found ourselves in. Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian mantra, a healing prayer that is said to be able to reduce the karmic residual effects of previous lives. It is a mantra that isn't aimed at anyone or anything in particular, but rather an acknowledgement of the dualistic nature of the human experience, the dark and light balance. It is understood that it is we who must take responsibility for ourselves 100%, and it is not intended for the conscious mind to make sense of it, but rather it speaks to the subconscious mind in a more profound, cleansing way. The Hawaiians believe this mantra to be a wonderful tool for self-healing and can cause great improvements in all areas of life, as love will always prevail over trauma. It's simple but powerful, and it's believed to have an instantly calming effect, turning negative energy into positive when repeated with sincerity. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Humility, resolution, gratitude, and love. The word karma is in itself a fundamental doctrine in Buddhism and throughout all Indian religions. It's the emotional predisposition carried with you from past events through to the present day. It has an energy that will pull and push you in directions during crucial decision-making moments, thus reflecting back to us the situations we need to witness in order to grow. Reincarnation, the Latin for entering the flesh again, is considered by many to be a vital part of the physical experience we call life. However, we still have free will, and it is apparent that life plans don't always pan out the way they were intended, as our callings and instincts can go unnoticed. We forget to listen to our internal compasses because we've been told what to think by those who know better, and end up enduring jobs we never really liked for longer than we wanted. Have you ever heard of anyone lying in their deathbeds and muttering with their last words, "Oh, I really wish I'd worked harder"? Too many of us live in fear of debt and loneliness and judgment and illness, only to then pop our clogs, never having really experienced very much at all. It's only a minor slip-up in the grand scheme of things. It just means we'll probably have to reread that particular chapter again. Reincarnation? I wouldn't go through this again if I had the choice, thank you very much. Well, if you made the choice to be here now, then you'll probably be here again, making bit-by-bit improvements every time. But it doesn't stop there. There's always the next thing, the next challenge, whatever it may be. It'll never stop. It can't. Life is energy, and energy doesn't know how to stop. If we have the ability to incarnate here on Earth, why would we limit ourselves to only one language, one culture, one body? You would want to try multiple experiences and emotions from as many different perspectives. Around and round we go, ending up from where we came. And when we get to the end of this life, we have, hopefully, experienced all we wanted from this particular perspective. The moment that we trust death doesn't exist in the way we think it does, we can effectively look at life in a new way. It becomes apparent that spirituality isn't something you need to search for. It isn't something you find in a book somewhere or requires a specialist to help you. It's something you become aware of, and it was with you all along. Mark Twain said, "What gets us into trouble is not what we don't know. It's what we know for sure that just ain't so."